Dear friends, you may have noticed that we left our I24 news studios to come today to the Parisian pied-à-terre of Her Majesty Farah Diba Pahlavi, former Empress of Iran. And so we were able to hear her son, Reza Pahlavi, and now we are going to hear from Her Majesty. And I think that it was important that we hear from both mother and son.
Majesté, merci de nous recevoir chez vous dans votre...
Your Majesty, thank you for welcoming us to your home in Paris. Today, Iranian women are fighting to preserve their fundamental rights. Do you think that the assassination by the Iranian police of Mahsa Amini can contribute to the destabilization of the regime?
À la déstabilisation du régime.
First of all, good evening, Mr. Millard. I must say that the death of my sister really broke and tore my heart. I offer my condolences to her parents and also my condolences to all those who have died in the last 2 weeks. From the beginning, Iranian women have fought for their freedom, for their place in society. They have been very, very courageous, and I must say that this is the first time we have seen a movement on such a scale in Iran, in all the cities of Iran.
Je dois dire que c'est la première fois qu'on voit ce mouvement de telle envergure en Iran, dans toutes les villes de l'Iran.
Is there a risk of destabilization?
There is a possibility. There are many possibilities, because there has never been a movement like this. Maybe 10 years ago, but especially now, the whole world is supporting Mahsa's memory and the freedom of women in Iran.
A majority of Iranians, let's face it, are fed up with the Ayatollah that has been in power for 43 years. Do you think the West should help the Iranian people to overthrow this terrorist regime?
À renverser ce régime terroriste.
Les gens partout dans le monde ont besoin de l'aide du monde entier.
It is important because anyway, people all over the world need the help of the whole world to find their freedom and a better life. And the West can help them by telling them what is happening in Iran, all the horror that is going on under the regime. And they can help them by letting the world hear the voice of the Iranian men and women, young and old, the workers. This regime that is there, that is corrupt, that has done so much harm, that has committed so many murders, and in a country like Iran with so much wealth, there is still so much poverty. People don't have food, they don't have jobs, children go begging in the street, they go looking for food in the rubbish cans. It's unthinkable. The West can help them a lot.
Are you calling for the overthrow of this regime?
Yes, of course, because it is not acceptable. You have to say that they have stayed in power for 43 years with all their dictatorship and horror. And I don't recognize my compatriots. They have changed many of our compatriots, and I hope that this regime will be overthrown. It is not acceptable because countries change their system of government, usually for the better. But to go from Cyprus the Great to Khomeini, that's just unthinkable.
Does your son, Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, have a chance to return to power?
Reza, for all these 43 years, has worked for Iran, for the freedom in Iran, for his countrymen. And what he's always said is that he wants there to be democracy in Iran, that there should be territorial integrity, separation of religion from power, democracy and freedom for women. And one day, when Iran is free, it is up to the Iranians to choose the regime that they want.
Can Iranians understand the term democracy in the Iranian, Persian sense, rather than the Western sense?
Yes, because they want freedom. Azadi means freedom. That's what they want. And what is extraordinary is that despite all the propaganda against the past and all the lies that they've told, young people who were born after these events are in contact with Reza, with me, by phone, by email. And that's extremely touching.
So, do you feel that you were betrayed by the West on the 5th of January 1979, when the former president, the late President Giscard d'Estaing and Jimmy Carter, who is still alive today, called for a vote for the Ayatollah, or rather voted to support Ayatollah Khamenei against your husband, Mohammad Reza Shah.
L'Ayatollah Khomeini contre votre époux, Mohamed Reza Shah.
You know, I can understand that countries protect their own interests. They don't think about beings, people, friends. And when there was this meeting in Guadalupe, a year after Carter's visit to Iran with the two presidents you mentioned, and also with Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Callaghan, they decided to support Khomeini.
Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Lord Callaghan et Giscard d'Estaing, ils ont décidé de soutenir Khomeini.
Majesté,
Your Majesty, our channel, I24 News, is very much watched by our Moroccan friends. You are very attached to Morocco. Why is that? Do you have a particular message for Moroccans?
Yes, I must say that I have many memories with His late Majesty Hassan II, who was very close to the King, to my husband, and to us. We made trips to Morocco and he came to Iran. And even after the death of the king, when I was in Cairo, and His Majesty Hassan II was wonderful. He would send me things by plane when I needed them, and I was in touch with him. And also now His Majesty Mohammed VI, who is also so lovely. When I go to Morocco, it brings me a little closer to my country, and I have a lot of sympathy and admiration for His Majesty the King and for the Moroccans. And I have a lot of sympathy for them. When I go to Morocco, I feel a little bit like if I were going home to Iran.
Your Majesty, thank you very much for taking the time to host us, and we wish you the best for the future.
Thanks to you.